Okay, so identifying security vulnerabilities introduction. Welcome to the Identifying Security Vulnerabilities Practice Lab. In this module, you will be provided with the instructions and devices needed to develop your hands-on skills. Identifying security vulnerabilities is a fundamental part of cybersecurity risk management. Identifying vulnerabilities can protect sensitive data, ensure business continuity, adhere to compliance requirements, prevent attacks, and save organization from the cost of incident response. Many significant configuration vulnerabilities are quick and easy to inadvertently enable. As such, it is important to study configurations to understand what the vulnerability is and how a misconfiguration can enable the vulnerability. In this module, you will enable LM hash storage on ACIDC01 and a DNS domain transfer capability in order to study and adverse effects of both misconfiguration. So, learning outcomes. In this module, you will complete the following exercise. Exercise 1, identify LM hash vulnerabilities. And exercise 2, identify DNS transfer vulnerabilities. After completing this module, you should be able to extract hashes from ACIDC01, update the domain policy to enable LMS hashes, extract and crack an LM hash, add a record to the DNS server, and lastly, configure the DNS server to allow zone transfers. Exam objectives. The following exam objectives are covered in this module. Explain various types of vulnerabilities, cryptographic and misconfiguration. Given a scenario, apply security principles to secure enterprise infrastructure consideration, summarize elements of effective security governance, which is policies, explain type and purpose of audits and assessment, which is internal. So lab duration, it will take approximately 1 hour to complete this lab. Help and support. For more information on using practice labs, please see our helps and support page. You can also raise a technical support ticket from this page. So click next. So lab topology. During your sessions, you will have access to the following lab. Depending on the exercise, you may or may not use all of the devices, but they are shown here on the layout to get an overall understanding of the topology of the lab. So ACIDC01, ACIDM01, ACI Win11, ACI Alma, and ACI Kali. So click next. So exercise 1, identify LM hash vulnerabilities. A LAN manager or LM hash is an hashing algorithm used by Microsoft Windows operating systems. Due to this vulnerability of LM hashes, their use in Windows operating systems since Windows NT has been deprecated, but the capability to use LM hashes still exists in Windows, and a misconfiguration that enables them would result in a significant security vulnerability. LM hashes operate by splitting a user's password into two 7-byte sections and then applying the hashing algorithm to each 7-byte section of the password. The cryptographic transformation includes converting characters to uppercase padding and a substitution cipher. The result is a 16-byte hash of the plaintext input. Because of the limited characters set an LM hash uses and their short resulting output size, they are vulnerable to brute force and rainbow table attack and are considered a cryptographic vulnerability. In this exercise, you will extract domain credentials hashes from ACDIC01 and discover that LM hashes are not in use. Then intentionally misconfigure the default domain policy to allow the storage of LM hashes and observe how quickly and easily LM hashes can be cracked. So learning outcomes. After completing the exercises, you should be able to extract hashes from ACIDC01, updated the main policy to enable LM hashes, extract and crack an LM hashes. So your device, you will be using the following devices in this lab. Please power this on, which is already on ACID01 and ACI Kali. So task 1, extract hashes from ACID01. Impacket is a collection of Python tools that provide a network security testing framework. Impacket can be used to analyze network protocols, craft packets, develop exploits, manipulate hashes, interact with the SMB protocol, and manipulate Active Directory. In this task, as the network administrator and with administrator credentials, you will extract password hashes from the security account manager, database, and Active Directory to domain control ACID01. So connect to ACI Kali. On the taskbar, select Terminal Emulator. Then in the Terminal Emulator window, type the following and press Enter. So packet dash secret dump. So if you're not sure what you're going to type, so you can just see this. So secret dump space ACI plab slash administrator colon your password. No, my password space password at 192.168.0.1. Then hit enter. Note, in packet secret dump will extract NTM LM hashes from the Windows SAM Autobase and will target the ACID C01 and DDS.dit file. To extract domain, user, and computer accounts password hashes, while this tool is often considered an administrator to validate and improve credential security. As an administrator, the IP address of ACIDC01 and the administrator credentials are known and can be used this purpose. Okay, so again, in the terminal, observe the secret dump and view the domain credentials section. So this is what you are going to see moving forward. So note, in the dumping domain credentials section, the format domain underscore blah 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 is provided. This enables an understanding of where the output of the LM hash will reside. So in the terminal 4, or step 4, discover the LM hash portion of the domain credential output. The LM hash value of EAD indicates an empty password. Since this value appears in each user's LM hash section, it indicates that LM hashes are not used or stored in ACID C01. Keep the terminal window open. So task 2, update the domain policy to enable hash LM hashes. LM hashes in a domain policy are not recommended. However, there are some reasons when they may be necessary, such as legacy system compatibility, third-party integration, and lastly, an inability to upgrade systems. In this task, you will configure the default domain policy to allow LM hash storage. So step 1, connect to ACIDC01. So minimize the server manager window. So minimize. Click the start charm and type the following. Edit group policy. In the select edit group policy from the best matchup pop-up menu. So note, you will first open the local group policy editor to determine whether LM hashes can be enabled locally or if they must be configured via a domain policy. In the local group policy editor, expand the local computer policy. So local computer policy name computer configuration, Windows settings, security settings, local policies. Next, I note, observe the local policies folder has a lock on it. This indicates that it is not configurable and at the local level and will likely require configuration at the domain label. So step 3, the local group policy editor, select the security options folder. Step 4, in the local group policy editor, in the policy and security setting pane, scroll down and select the network security. Do not store LAN manager hash value on next password change. Policy, then press enter. So, network security, do not store LAN, enter. Step 5. In the network security pop-up window, observe that the local security setting cannot be changed with the local group policy editor and that the setting is enabled. This means that LM hashes are not stored, which is consistent with the in-packet secret dumps output. Close the network security. So close. Step 6. Close the local group policy editor window. So restore the server manager window from the taskbar. On the server manager, select tools and select group policy management. Note, you will next investigate the same LM hash setting in the domain level. Step 8. In group policy management, expand the group policy management. Then forests.acip.lab.com then domains, then aciplab.com. Select the default domain policy folder, then select OK on the group policy management console pop up. Step 9. In group policy management, right click the default domain policy, then select Edit. Step 10. In the group policy management editor, expand the default domain policy, then computer configuration, policies, Windows settings, security settings, and local policies folder. Note, in the group policy management editor, the local policies folder has a lock on it, indicating that it was not configurable at the domain level. This settings unconfigurable. In the group policy management editor, select the security option folder. In step 12, in the group policy management editor, in the policy and policy setting pane, scroll down and double click the network setting. Do not store LAN. Okay, network setting. Do not store LAN manager hash value on next password change. Step 13. The network security window, select the disable radio button. Then click OK. Note, this policy is now disabled, meaning that all domain joined machines will store LM hashes upon password change or creation. Step 14. Close the group policy management editor window. So close the group policy window, and then the start charm and type the following. So start, then CMD. So note, the LM hash policy was changed at the domain level in order to ensure the policy is updated to local machines quickly. A forced group policy update can be conducted. Without these steps, policies are pushed out approximately every 90 minutes. So on the command prompt, so type the following G, ay, GP update and slash force. Then hit enter. So note, GP update space slash force is used to manually trigger an immediate update of group policy settings on a machine rather than waiting for the regular background refresh cycle. Observe the computer policy update and the user policy updates were completed successfully. Close the command prompt window, click start, And start charm and type the following. Edit group policy. So step 19, in the local group policy editor, expand the computer. Local computer policy, computer configuration, Windows settings, security settings, then local policies. Step 20. The local policy editor, select the security options folder. In step 21, in the local group policy editor, in the policy, the secure and security setting pane, scroll down and select network security. Do not store LAN manager hash values on next part password change policy. So note, observe the LM hash policy is now disabled, which allows the storage of LM hashes for new password change. So close the local group policy editor window. So task 3, extract and crack an LM hash. So step 1, connect to AC IDC01. In the server manager window, select tools, then select Active Directory user and computers. So step 2, in Active Directory users and computers in the left pane, right click users and select new user. So user, new, then user. So step 3, in the new object user window, type the following into the first name field. So user, ay, test pala. Test. Then the new last name is user. Step 5. In the new object user window, type the following in the user logon name field. Huh? Where's then click next. So in the password or step 6, in the new object user window, type the following into the password and confirm password fields. So A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. The note, since the LM hashing process transforms the password into all capital letters, using all caps in the password will make the hash cracking result easier to recognize. So step 7, the new object user window, deselect the checkbox. Next to the user must change password at next log on. So remove, then click next. Ay, The step 8, in the new object user window, click finish. So step 9, observe the new entry at the bottom of the right side pane. Close the Active Directory users and computers window. Step 10, connect to ACI Kali where the terminal window is open. In the terminal window, type the following and press enter. So I am Pocket uh, dash secrets dump space ECI plab administrators semicolon password at 192.168.0.1. Then hit SIP lab. I am Pocket dash secrets dump ACIP lab / administrator password at enter. In the terminal window, observe the LM hash portion in the test user dump credential. No, note. Observe the test user account result specifically in the LM hash portion of the result and recognize that the default empty LM hash placeholder has been replaced by an LM hash of the test user password. In the terminal, highlight and right click on the ACIP that test user line in the domain credentials sections of the Impacket output, then select copy. Copy selection. Step 13. In the terminal window, type the following and press enter. Nano test user hash. Note, the LM hash to be cracked is moved into the separate file for use with John the Reaper. Step 14. In the terminal in the Nano editor, right click and select place clipboard. Step 15. In the Nano editor, press the Control X key to close the Nano editor. Next, type the following in response to the save modified buffer query. Why? Step 16. In the Nano editor, in response to that file name to write query, press enter. Then step 17. The terminal window, type the following and press enter. John space dash dash space word list equal USR share who, just to make sure. Nope. There should be no here. Then enter. Note, John the Ripper requires the password hash file and a word list. The word list rocku.txt is a well-known and widely used word list that contains more than 16 million commonly used passwords. The rocku.txt word list was originally from a security breach of the social media platform Rocku in 2009. In the terminal window, type the following and press enter. Cut crack hash. Enter. Step 19, observe the password ABC. Close the terminal window. Next. Okay, so exercise 2, identify DNS transfer vulnerabilities. DNS zone transfers are used to replicate all DNS resources, records from the DNS servers to another. They are fundamental process used to keep multiple DNS servers synchronized with the same resource records. Zone transfer themselves are not inherently bad. However, allowing zone transfers to unauthorized parties can result in a security vulnerability such as unauthorized access to DNS data, exposing network details, domain enumeration, and lastly, an increased attack surface that enables brute force and dictionary attack. In this exercise, you will create a DNS. Zone transfer are not allowed. You will then intentionally misconfigured AC IDC01. All increased attack surface that enables brute force and dictionary attacks. In this exercise, you will create a DNS resource record and then confirms DNS zone transfers are not allowed. You will then intentionally misconfigure ACIDC01 to allows DNS zone transfers and conduct one to observe the resource record output. So learning outcomes. After completing this exercise, you should be able to add a record to the DNS server and lastly configure the DNS server to allow zone transfer. Your devices. So you will be using the following devices in this lab. Please power this on now. ACI DC01 and ACI Kali. Task 1. Add a record to the DNS server. DNS resource records provide information about domain names and their associated resources. The records are stored in DNS zone files within DNS server databases. Common DNS resource records include a record maps the domain name to an IPv4 address. 4A's record maps the domain name to an IPv6 address. CNAME records create an alias for a domain name. MX records identifies mail servers for the domain, and SOA records contains administrative information about the DNS zone. In this task, you will add a CNAME record in a DNS server. So connect to ACI DC01. In the server manager window, select tools and select DNS. Step 2. The DNS manager expands the DNS ACDIC01 and forward lookup zones. In the DNS manager, select the right click the aciplab.com and select new alias. CNAME. In the new resource record window, type the following in the alias name field. Okay, so once you got the new alias, step 4 in the new resource record window, type the following in the alias name field. So testing.aciplab.com. Step 5. In the new resource record window, type the following in the fully qualified domain name FQDN for the target host. So ACIP lab testing server.com. Then click OK. Note, the alias testing.aciplab.com is being configured to point at aciplabtestingserver.com. So step 6, observe the new CNAME record that has been created. So ito yun. Step 7, connect to ACI Kali. On the desktop taskbar, select the terminal emulator. Hmm? So emulator, the terminal emulator. The terminal window, type the following and press enter. So sudo space dig space axfr. So just to make sure that we're typing it correct, space at 192.168.0.1, then space aciplab.com. Enter. Note, the domain information grouper or DIG is a Linux utility that is used to create DNS. The digfxr command is used to perform a DNS zone transfer. The terminal window, type the following and press enter. So, password. Huh? Then step 10. Why it's not working? So once you got this or observe the DNS zone transfer fields, so task 2, configure the DNS server to allow zone transfer. A DNS server is configured for zone transfers to allow unauthorized or authorized secondary DNS servers to request and receive a copy of the zone's DNS records from the primary DNS server. The configuration should only allow designated secondary DNS servers to conduct zone transfers. In this task, you will intentionally misconfigure an ACIDC01 DNS server to allow zone transfer to any server. Step 1. Connect to ACIDC01 where the DNS manager window is open. So in the DNS manager, right-click the ACIP lab, then properties. In in the ACIPlab.com properties window, select the zone transfer tab. Step 13 in the 3 in the ACIPlab.com properties zone transfer tab, click the allow zone transfer checkbox. Click OK. Then step 4, close the DNS manager window. So step 5, connect to ACIC Kali. In the terminal window, type the following and press enter. So sudo space dig axfr space at 192.168.0.1 then aciplab.com. So note, observe the zone transfer works and all DNS resource records are returned. In the terminal, inspect the aciplab.com SOI record. So here, here. Note, the start of authority or SOA record contains administrative information about the zone in the SOA record that has been returned. Observe the housemaster.aciplab.com input, which is the responsible person's email address or our name, hostmaster@aciplab.com for the domain. 35 is the serial number and version identifier for the zones records. 900 is the time in second that secondary name servers should check with the primary name server to see if there are any records changes. 600 is the read write time in seconds if a primary name server fails. 86400 is the time in second that a secondary name server resource record set is considered authoritative. And lastly, 3600 is the minimum time to live TTL for the domain and represents the default time that records in the zone should be cached by other DNS servers. In the terminal or step 7, inspect the testing aciplab.com CNAME record. here. Note, observe the CNAME record that was created. In some instances, CNAME records point to domains that are not intended for public consumption and therefore may have fewer security measures in place. This is valuable information for an attacker. So close the terminal window. So click next. So review. Well done. You have completed the identifying security vulnerabilities practice lab. As you have learned, simple misconfigurations can be easily exploited by attackers and must be identified prior to network compromise. You complete the following exercise, which is exercise 1, identify LM hash vulnerabilities. Exercise 2, identify DNS transfer vulnerabilities. You should now be able to extract hashes from ACIDC01, update the domain policy to enable LM hashes, extract and crack an LM hash and a record, add a record to the DNS server, and lastly, configure the DNS server to allow zone transfer. Shut down all virtual machines. Power off, off, off. Then, done.